Ladies and gentlemen, Genevieve Wood.
Stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas.
Hi, Genevieve. How you doing?
Good morning. Doing well.
Well, happy days are here again. Every morning, it seems we wake up to another gift from the liberal gang that can't shoot straight, and the taxes story is number one right there.
Yeah, I saw bits of this last night, and then this morning I was seeing all the different stuff that was coming out. Here's what I don't understand. Do you think Rachel Maddow didn't know what the tax form said, what they reported before she went live on her show? Do you know what I mean? Like, is it one of these things like we're going to find out all together what it says? Because if she knew before that it was going to show how much money he'd made, which was a lot, how much tax he had paid, which was a lot, why would she tout this and act like this is going to be some blockbuster story? That's the part that blows my mind.
Well, that might be why it took her almost a half hour to get to them, because they got them and they needed more time to create some kind of story, and the bozo they interviewed came up with like an alternative minimum tax issue that made things, it was about an if, but I think they just didn't know how to make this a negative, and it took them that long. Even Rachel Maddow fans were like, when are you going to get to this thing?
Right, like there's no there. Where's the bomb drop? Where's the thing that we can all be outraged about? Where's the thing that's going to cause Donald Trump to be impeached? I mean, that's what they were all looking
Yeah,
for.
right. I know.
And frankly, anything short of that was going to be a disaster, but it was way short. I mean, Donald Trump must be thinking, this is such a gift. That's not what he tweeted out this morning. He tweeted out fake news, of course.
Yeah.
But the question, and just to me, it's like maybe Trump's strategy all along has been, I know there's nothing in my taxes. I know these cats are eventually going to try to leak them out there, and when they do, it's going to be so obvious I wasn't hiding anything. I don't know, maybe that was his strategy, but if it was, they played right into it.
Right, and at this point now, it's irrelevant in many ways. He's president of the United States. He's not going anywhere, and so now he can sit and just watch the media embarrass itself on a fairly regular basis now. I mean, it's been pretty regular.
Well, and not only was there no story, Jamie, I'll tell you the story that's kind of now coming out of this is, where'd you get these leaked tax returns?
Yeah.
Who is this person that gave them? And why is NBC? I was watching, Tucker Carlson made a good point about this last night. This is the same network, as you will recall, that it was on their program, the NBC network, that Access Hollywood aired, where Donald Trump said the things he should not have said and Billy Bush should not have said on the bus. And that tape was given or leaked to a Washington Post reporter. So how is it that NBC keeps getting in this, leaking game? You know what I'm saying? And who's involved with it? Because there's some instances here where there's privacy rights potentially involved. It's very questionable how that plays out. And so that may turn out being the bigger story than Donald Trump's taxes.
Right, and MSNBC did the improbable, which was to turn President Trump not only into a victim, but also into a hero at the same time, because $38 million is a lot of money in 1 year. And Rachel Maddow, Chris Matthews, and the entire staff of MSNBC could live 1,000 more years and still not pay what President Trump paid in 1 year. So it's pretty amazing.
Or President Obama, or a whole host of others.
Right.
Yeah, the hypocrisy alert, the alarm should have gone off as this was happening. I still don't get. I just have to believe that Rachel didn't know what she was going to be reporting, that somebody didn't tell her, and she thought there was going to be this big moment where she got to say, aha, but it never happened.
Yeah.
It never happened.
Well, I'll tell you, that's going to be something. All right, well, I know, too, one of the pressing issues, because you've been really on top of this, and this is a big deal, the health care bill and the GOP version of it, and they've had a day to kind of, the snowstorm afforded them another day to kind of sit on this. So where are we here on this?
I think that the GOP leadership bill is in trouble, Jamie. It's not dead, but I think it's in trouble. It's going to be heard before the Budget Committee tomorrow. Look, the more that people look at this, the more they say this is not a repeal of Obamacare. It's a tinkering around, maybe not tinkering around the edges. There's some serious stuff in it. But at the end of the day, you're leaving the basic structure of Obamacare in place all these insurance regulations, which is what drove up the cost and the majority of costs for premiums and the like in healthcare in the first place. So if you leave a faulty foundation in place and then you try just to build new walls on top of it, it's still a faulty foundation. And that's the problem with this legislation. You got to take the roots out and rebuild, period. So I personally think, I know that's what the Heritage Foundation analysts think ought to be happening, and increasingly I think it's what more and more Republican members of Congress think. We promise people full repeal. Yes, we also promise replacement, but you got to repeal before you replace. If you try to replace on something that's already broken, you're just going to have maybe a less broken system, but it's still broken.
All right, Genevieve, let me posit something that I don't want people to misconstrue as being insensitive, but here's the bottom line. Is this really a bad thing? Because let's put it this way. President Trump obviously said even in his campaign, he goes, I can just simply do nothing and let Obamacare implode, but I don't want to do that because I have concerns for the American people. But is it such a bad thing that this particular bill tanks and Obamacare then is essentially forced to implode? I realize we're talking about a lot of people who will be hurt by, continue to be hurt by Obamacare because it hasn't been repealed or replaced. But is that such a bad thing? And is it, oddly enough, such a bad thing for Republicans who, if they pass something that looks like Obamacare 2.0, they're going to be primaried and pay for it in 2018?
No, I think you set it up exactly right. Look, I mean, if Obamacare implodes, which it will if it's left to its own and it's not changed, I think the Democrats know that. Yes, they'll try to blame Republicans, but blame Republicans for what? For not changing the legislation that they ran down the throats of everybody? I mean, what are they going to do? Number two, I think they can say, and Donald Trump and others can say, look, we wanted to change this, but we couldn't get enough Democrats to go along to help us to do so. So I think there's definitely a way to do it, but the Republicans have been so hot on messaging related to this as of late. But look, I think this could go down, and I think Donald Trump, as president, even though he's been supportive of this bill, he's also been supportive of saying, how do we make it better?
Right.
How do we change it so that more people care and want to be a part of it?
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure it's a dead deal. Well, I think he wants a deal.
He's leaving open that possibility that it hasn't been improved, and therefore he won't support it anymore. Genevieve Wood, great talking to you at Genevieve Wood, dailysignal.com. Appreciate you as always.